Imagine Isaiah, overwhelmed, seeing God sitting on a throne high and lofty, God's hem filling the temple. It reminds me of Exodus 24:10, where a pavement of heavenly sapphire is under God's feet. The dirt, the sidewalk at God's feet is our heavens. Isaiah panicked. Woe is me. I am unclean, but I have seen God. A seraph brings a live coal to cauterize his tongue, but Isaiah was transformed, not only ready, but even eager. Here am I, send me. We, like Isaiah, should be transformed. In the reading from Romans, Paul urges us to leave the shackles of this world, to receive the Spirit, to be children of God, to be transformed. And in the famous gospel lesson from John 3, Jesus calls us to be born again, to be transformed. I was in a yoga class, stiff, inflexible, and awkward. Next to me, a young woman half my age was putting her feet behind her head, stuff like that. The instructor suggested yet another pose, but she whined, I can't. I felt like saying, if you can't, how should I feel? But what we can do, we take for granted. What we have not yet done, we think is impossible. We often lack the imagination to be transformed. Every Christian sermon should be about God's love, God loving us even just as we are. So why must we be transformed? My children were adorable as babies. I fell in love with parenthood. They were so cute as toddlers. And today, I think they are striking young adults. I love them at each stage, but I also love to see them grow, to watch them be transformed. Now, a young kid might wonder about discipline. What kind of love is that? About homework, chores, being lectured. What kind of love is that? It's a love we grow to appreciate as we mature. The Romans text calls us to be children of God, to be joint heirs with Christ, but to suffer with Christ. What kind of love is that? It's a love that we grow to appreciate as we mature. And from what shall we be transformed? What distinguishes who we are today? Mostly that we are among the richest people on earth, those who lavish more resources on ourselves than almost all others on earth. We are hoarding wealth. We go to church and attend Bible study. If we are not transformed, we are those people Isaiah goes on in Isaiah 6 to describe as being those who are hearing without understanding, calloused, dull ears, closed eyes. The world needs us to be transformed. The world needs us to encourage, to proclaim the good news, revolt against oppression, to comfort, give generously, help, to take chances, make mistakes, be uncomfortable, to change our lifestyles, to sacrifice, upend our lives, to risk losing ourselves. Isaiah took a live coal to his tongue. It did not burn him. It transformed him, enabling him to say, here am I, send me.